Long ago, 100 years before Troy's downfall, a fresh era of heroes dawned. Picture Greece, a land where mighty cities like Athens and Sparta thrived, and nestled among them, the ancient kingdom of Argos, ruled by King Acrisius. Now, Acrisius, he yearned for power, even expelling his own brother, Perseus, to secure his throne. With Perseus gone, Acrisius married Eurydice, and they were blessed with a beautiful daughter, Danae. But fate played its tricks, for Eurydice could not give Acrisius the one thing he desired most, a son to inherit his throne and legacy. Despair gnawed at Acrisius, pushing him to seek answers from the gods. He embarked on a journey to the Oracle of Delphi, hoping for guidance. But the oracle didn't provide the counsel he sought. Instead, it delivered a chilling prophecy. Not only would he never father a son, but his future grandson would bring about his demise. Terrified of this grim destiny, Acrisius chose a desperate path. He locked his only child, Danae, in a bronze prison tower, so high that no mortal could reach her. With the threat of his grandson gone, he believed he could cheat fate. Yet, destiny has a way of asserting itself. Zeus, the almighty king of the gods, cast his gaze upon the imprisoned princess from his throne on Mount Olympus. Danae's beauty enchanted him, and he couldn't resist her allure. Zeus, in a divine shower of gold, visited her chamber. As the golden rain fell upon her, Danae became pregnant and soon gave birth to a son, Perseus. She raised him in secret, but after 4 years of concealment, they were discovered. Acrisius, torn between the prophecy and his love for his daughter and grandchild, chose banishment. He locked them in a chest and cast it adrift upon the sea. The journey across the boundless sea lasted for days and nights, until they reached the shores of Seriphos. There, fisherman, Dix and his brother, discovered them. Dix raised the boy as his own, and Perseus grew into a man on the island. However, life took a darker turn when King Polydectes, Dix's brother, set his eyes on Danae and desired her as his wife. Perseus, fiercely protective of his mother, stood as her guardian. To remove Perseus from the picture, King Polydectes seized an opportunity. He hosted a grand feast, inviting guests from across the island, demanding each to bring a horse as tribute. Perseus, penniless but strong and swift, boasted that he could offer a grander gift, the head of Medusa. Unbelievable as it seemed, King Polydectes seized the chance and ordered Perseus to fetch the dreaded monster's head. Perseus embarked on this seemingly impossible task, knowing only of the terrifying tales that shrouded Medusa. But Medusa's story was not always one of terror. She was immortal, the most beautiful of 3 sisters, renowned for their unmatched beauty. Men would fall in love at the mere sight of her. However, Medusa had devoted her life to Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, taking a vow of celibacy to serve as her priestess. Yet, one fateful day, Poseidon, the sea god, was captivated by her beauty. He pursued her to Athena's temple, where he forced himself upon her. Enraged at this sacrilege, Athena blamed Medusa for allowing herself to be defiled in her sacred temple. Unable to punish her powerful uncle Poseidon, Athena cursed Medusa, twisting her once beautiful features into a hideous visage. Medusa's flowing hair turned into a tangled web of snakes, and her once alluring gaze transformed into a petrifying curse that turned anyone who met her eyes into stone. Athena's wrath extended to Medusa's sisters, transforming them into hideous creatures known as the Gorgons. Exiled, the 3 sisters found refuge in North Africa, but their isolation fueled their bitterness. Warriors from around the world hunted them for sport, and their hatred for the outside world grew. Perseus, on his mission to slay Medusa, sought divine assistance, and to his surprise, his prayers were answered. Athena and Hermes approached him with gifts from Olympus, an indestructible sword and a polished shield, capable of reflecting his own image. They also advised him to consult the Grey Sisters, ancient beings who could guide him further. These elderly sisters, with only 1 eye and 1 tooth among them, refused to reveal the needed information, as they were sisters to Medusa. However, Perseus, clever and resourceful, seized their vulnerability and forced them to divulge the location of the items he required. These items, he learned, were with the nymphs, forest deities tending to the garden of the Hesperides. The nymphs provided Perseus with winged sandals, Hades' invisibility cap, and an enchanted bag to safely contain Medusa's head. Following the nymphs' directions, Perseus used the winged sandals to fly to North Africa, the location of Medusa's cave. There, he found her sleeping among the stone corpses of her victims. Using the polished shield to glimpse only her reflection, Perseus carefully beheaded Medusa. As he placed her head into the enchanted bag, a surprising twist of fate occurred. From Medusa's body sprang Pegasus, a magnificent winged horse and Poseidon's child, who had been growing inside her. Perseus mounted Pegasus and soared out of the cave, beginning his journey back to Greece. While flying over the ocean, Perseus spotted a woman chained to a rock. It was the beautiful princess Andromeda, offered as a sacrifice to the gods by her mother, Queen Cassiopeia of Ethiopia. Cassiopeia had proclaimed herself the most beautiful woman in the world, even more so than the Nereids, Poseidon's companions. Enraged, Poseidon sent a flood and the fearsome sea creature, Cetus, to ravage the kingdom's shores. To end the devastation, the oracle declared that Andromeda must be sacrificed. With a heavy heart, Queen Cassiopeia complied. Just as Perseus flew overhead, captivated by Andromeda's beauty, he made an offer to the king and queen. He would slay the sea creature in exchange for Andromeda's hand in marriage. Relieved, they agreed. Perseus, aided by Pegasus, swiftly defeated the monster. With Andromeda saved, he married her, and the queen fulfilled her promise. With his new bride and Pegasus, Perseus returned to the island of Seriphos, where his mother, Danae, awaited. However, things had changed during his absence. His mother, Danae, had continued to reject King Polydectes' advances. Without Perseus to protect her, she had to go into hiding. Learning of the king's violent pursuit, Perseus descended upon the palace, holding Medusa's head before him. The king's guards drew their swords, but Perseus turned them all to stone, leaving King Polydectes forever immortalized in his terrified expression. Reunited at last, Danae embraced her son, relieved that she could finally live without fear. But Perseus couldn't return his gifts to the gods. Athena took Medusa's severed head and placed it on her shield, a lasting symbol of her power and dominance. Leaving Seriphos, Perseus, Andromeda, and Danae decided to return to Argos, Perseus's birthplace, where King Acrisius still ruled. Yet, fate wasn't done with them. Perseus, participating in a local athletics tournament, unintentionally fulfilled the prophecy. His strength led to a tragic accident. He accidentally killed his grandfather, King Acrisius, during the discus throw. This act, shedding the blood of a family member, was a grave crime in ancient Greek society. Perseus was no longer welcome in Argos. He founded his own kingdom, Mycenae, which soon became the most powerful city in Greece. Its colossal walls, built with the help of mighty Cyclops, stood as a testament to Perseus' rule. As Perseus and Andromeda reigned, their family grew, and their legacy endured for generations. Little did they know that their descendant, Heracles, the son of Zeus and Alcmena, would become the greatest hero of all. His legendary 12 labors would echo through the annals of history, a tale of heroism and valor known to all corners of the world.